I'm not someone that actually ends up checking out a whole lot of early access games, but when someone sent me an email and said, "Hey, do you like Dark Souls?" I said, "Yep." Well, I didn't say that to them, but I thought in my head as I was reading this email, as I tend to do, creepily working through whether an email is worth my time. I said, "Do I like Dark Souls?" I do. Do I like horror games? I do. Do I like cell shading or cartoonish style art, or at least different aesthetics? I do. What if like a game added all those? That'd be cool. What if the game was called Malebolgia and it existed and it's on early access and it's almost done and you could check it out right now, and then maybe you tell people about it because it turns out it's kind of cool. Wow, that's a lot of inner monologue. But that's the inner monologue that I had, and then why I decided that I actually wanted to sit down and show you guys a little bit of Malebolgia. I suppose I could be pronouncing that wrong, but because Malebolgia, if like we split it into two words, it feels almost like I'm doing that SNL Jeopardy skit. I'll take Malebolgia for 500. Malebolgia? Malebolgia? I guess it could be something much more fancy than that. But look, it's kind of like Dark Souls. You'll see what I mean. But it's got a different approach. And I wouldn't go as far as to call it a horror game, but it is definitely creepy and surreal and let's say horror inspired. And also horror can mean all sorts of things, right? Like horror doesn't have to mean scare your pants off. Horror can be sort of a state of mind. Horror can be sort of a general feeling. So I don't know a whole lot about what's going on so far. You're this adventurer. You wake up in this creepy castle. There's a princess that is excited you're there. You've got this torch that allows you to see things and get around. It's really pretty. And for some reason, everyone around here will talk to you, but won't tell you what's going on, and there are monsters. So why don't we I've already fought a couple of the mini bosses. I think I fought a boss. Here's one of the guys. He's a creepy looking dude. So you finally arrive, Sir Leopold. Palace Malebolgia. Malebolgia. I feel like it's got to be something more pretty. Malebolgia seems like not the way you pronounce it. That just doesn't seem like that could be right. So he's just giving me dialogue that I've already gotten. I'm actually going to mosey on over here. Let's see if I can find an enemy to fight. Oh, this didn't save. I'm gonna have to fight this guy again. Okay, alright. So we'll just get right off to the bat. This is not a normal enemy. This is like a boss. Hopefully I don't screw this up. So I got I can block. Oop, that's not the controls. Oh, I've gone ahead and really messed this up. Let's see if I can survive this encounter. I did. Okay. So it seems like, and this will kind of become apparent right here, the Vile Beast taunting me. Ha! It only sharpens my blade. It appears this is some sort of creature that you are going to encounter multiple times throughout the game. I will escape from this dreadful nightmare, I swear it. And in this instance, as a result of surviving my encounter with it, my health has gone up, my strength has gone up. So even though that was not a particularly great example because that boss didn't move around a lot, but the game does have sort of a Dark Souls inspired style in so much as there's animation priority, and all of your swings are meaningful and important, and it'll make a little more sense when I get to the next section. So this game is in early access. My understanding is when it was started on early access in December, there was already a good chunk of content, and the little research I've done about when the game might be finished suggests it's really not that far off. The original intention when it was published onto early access was that it would be coming out in January or February. Obviously, it's the end of February, and the game is not out in 1.0 yet. But again, I am not hesitant about early access as a concept, but I am hesitant about sharing some of those games, mostly because I like to wait until games are done or developers feel like they want to share their 1.0. Okay, so now we've got some actual enemies. So we've got a normal attack here if I hit A. If I hit Y, I can hit this guy. Oh. If I hit B, I can dash back. I can block. And he goes down for the count. Ooh. I use R to lock on. So the torch kind of scares him for a little bit, which gives me a whoop. Hey, buddy. That's interesting. That's brand new. So he kind of has like a last gasp mechanic. That's brand new for an enemy I have encountered. I have not seen that before. And there are these guys on the ground who have died. I don't know if those are not me. That's the game doesn't put your own personal blood stain on there. Though I suppose maybe there'd be some weird narrative twist that explains that stuff. And if you light this, basically they're like tiny torches, tiny torches, also known as candles, you dope. And if you light the candles, then you get a little bit of your health back. There's no loot, there are no drops. Like if I hit pause, I cannot change anything about my equipment. I appear to only get upgrades at certain times when I fight certain bosses, and that's just kind of how the game is set up. And when you encounter a clock, clocks are where you can save, and we'll see how far we get before we get to one of those. So this is not an enemy. There are lots of NPCs. Back away, you and your conniving band of rats. I'm not a huge fan of the font. I'll be honest, it's kind of hard to read. You think you can stop us so easily? Our master will soon be freed, and then you'll hang. Well, I feel like you guys are probably going to attack me with something more than a rope, but I get it. You don't want me to survive. So I really like the look of the game. When I mentioned that it was cell shaded, I feel like that's sort of a shorthand for cartoonish or cartoon inspired aesthetics, when cell shading means a very specific type of look to a game that I think is often just used as shorthand rather lazily. By me in the past, I'm not exonerating me from having used that as a way of just describing how a game might look. But you're kind of isolated and you're alone, and it's weird. And there have been a couple times the game has actually managed to get not quite a full jump scare out of me, but it's definitely surprised me. And we're now entering territory in which I don't know what's coming up ahead. So we'll see. Oh, that's okay. That was legitimately kind of creepy. That gave me a little bit of the shivers. A little bit of the goosebumps. So you can't attack outside of locking onto an enemy. So you see like I can hit right button, doesn't do anything. Even though you were kind of encountering these statues, you can't interact with them. The plaques, maybe they'll say something in the final game, but right now the story is pretty minimal. Non-existent is not the right word, but minimal would certainly be. Creepy. Okay, so oh man. Well, I've gone ahead and died. And the game doesn't checkpoint you at all. So now I have fallen back to the exact spot that I was at before. So in the like hour or so that I've played, there is kind of a tendency to wipe out a couple of enemies, then try and run back to an area, but it does have the Dark Soulsian sort of setup. Oh, I'm gonna have to fight this goddamn boss again. Okay, I should have saved after that. Okay. What I should have done is fought this guy and then saved. Okay. So you can see how quickly you can die the second time. Or any time, rather, that the game is fairly punishing. I was able to take him out the first time. Your attacks actually can also vary based on how you use the left analog stick. You don't have like full control over the direction, but like forward and attacking will result in that large swing that is also tied to Y. I actually kind of wish I could disable that. I just want to bait him, really. So, come on, do that. He really doesn't take a lot of attacks. So now he's down, and then I will get this cutscene again, which appears I could skip. So we're actually going to head back, rather than... I know this is a mildly tedious to watch. So you know, like I said, you know, it follows Dark Souls in that when you save, enemies spawn back. But I sincerely doubt that that boss is going to spawn back. I guess we'll learn together whether that is true. But as soon as you hear that ding, that means that the enemies have refreshed in the area. There's no experience points, so there's not like you don't. In Dark Souls, sometimes you'll kind of go through an area a bunch of times because, well, either you're trying to get enemies to drop a certain piece of loot, or you're trying to get... Okay, so he's permanently gone. Or you're trying to, you know, gain experience because you're trying to dump some new points into some stats, and that's just not the case here. I can't imagine if there is not a leveling system in now that they would suddenly just add something like that later. I suppose I could be wrong, but this seems much more... Oh, I gotta fight these guys. Hey, buddy. Feel free to keep doing that. And he does that. I haven't used it yet or found a particularly good use for it, but you can attack them with your torch by hitting X. You kind of swing it around at them. I don't know if they'll, you know, like that enemy, if by swinging it you can get them to go into the sort of defensive position that maybe would allow you to attack them a little more easily. But obviously maybe he wasn't actually cowering from the fire, but he was actually just blocking, which is why when I did the, hey man. Alright, let's see if we can have a little more success this time around. We actually have, you know, 3 different doors we could have gone in, so maybe rather than trying to fight that damn wizard a second time, we'll head down a different path. Plus, I don't want to hear that chanting again. Chanting's creepy. Fuck, that got me. Oh! What the shit? Okay. That legitimately gave me the creeps, and I was not expecting that at all. That legitimately gave me the creeps. I don't know which one we went in. Okay, it wasn't this one. Oh, God! Ugh! Okay, maybe I discounted the potential horror of this game a little bit. Alright, so we've encountered another NPC. What brute? That brute tried to resist, tried to bring order. This is not the place for that. We need rebellion, we need madness. On and on and on. He hid those keys somewhere. I will find them. And then we can rekindle the battle's flame once more. So obviously you can see this game being developed by someone who has an affinity for Souls games. If you're going to use the exact phrase rekindle the flame or the fire, you are talking about someone that has played themselves a lot of Souls. But it's cool. But, you know, we're starting to get where those games have been around long enough that you know, there are going to be some pretty pronounced inspirations based on them, which, you know, that's cool. I look forward to seeing what people do with those concepts. West Gallery. Well, let's keep exploring this because I don't want to fight that wizard again and die. And there are other sections, like I saw in a trailer that someone was out in the snow, so... Oh, fuck! Seems like the window to block. Oh. Am I even hurting this guy? He went down. Okay, I gotta go try and see if I can find a flame. One. Rekindle the fires. I think that's the only one I've got. Ooh, okay. So this is, you know, I don't want to have to go back all the way to that save point. It'd be nice, I think, if... Like, I like the way that Dark Souls does it, in which you lose your experience, but you don't lose, like, your progress. Like, this game doesn't have experience, so you just straight up lose your progress. Like, all the enemies I fought suddenly don't mean anything. Alright, concentrate. Nope. 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 Down for the count. That's it. So this game's kind of brutal. Obviously, you know, I just really like the way it looks, and obviously the bits that I have encountered since have kind of creeped me out in a way I wasn't expecting. I didn't kind of find anything like that when I was messing around with it before. Why don't we we'll head back to a section that I've already been to show off a little bit more of the environments. There's kind of a cool spot upstairs that gives you a little bit more of a vantage point of what's kind of happening in this game. I was hoping to make it a little bit deeper, and I guess I could go... Oh, fuck! Oh, I was not expecting that. Man! All the creepy shit's happening while I'm playing this game the second time. I was messing around with this before dinner tonight while my wife was preparing what we were going to eat, and yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, okay, so it's kind of creepy or whatever, but, you know, no big deal, no nothing. And all of a sudden, all this weird shit's happening. Actually, I think what I was hoping to show off is back upstairs, which means I gotta go, hopefully not encounter that weird spider creature that was just like hanging up right here. Don't look at me. I don't need to bother you. You don't need to bother me. Everything's cool. Don't worry about it. Let's just let me walk along. Mr. Owl guy up there. There's you. I guess I could try and fight that wizard again too. I know I wanted to show off that other location, but I'm just kind of pissed about that wizard. I don't think I have the patience to fight all those other things again. Oh, I think it's up here. Right? This takes us upstairs? Yep. Okay, we won't fight the wizard again. We'll just kind of... We'll end by showing off a little bit more of the kind of cool snowy environments. I don't know how expansive this is. My guess is it's probably just like the mansion and some of the surrounding areas. I'd be surprised if it was like literally as expansive as a Souls game in which you're, you know... Oh, fuck. Hey, buddy. I wish I didn't have to kill you, but that's just kind of the way it is. So you're trying to collect these keys. There's something probably back there that's bad. I doubt it's good anyway. So that lady's hanging out up here, playing her piano, just doing her thing. You can talk to her. It's become so cold and dark during her absence. The throne is vacant, in need of a ruler. So it seems like maybe wherever I've been, now that I've returned, I'm supposed to rid this place from darkness and perhaps become its ruler. Which sounds pretty good, and you know, like being king doesn't seem so bad. Like there are definitely worse gigs to sign up for. Again, there's no reason to engage with that enemy because, like, the only thing that can really happen is that I hurt myself. I guess this is not the section I was looking for. I was looking for the the gallery. Maybe we'll check this one last door downstairs. She keeps whacking away at that piano. Hey, you do your thing, girl. That's the one that we already don't want to go down. Yeah, it's over here. Here's the ballroom. There's the overpass that kind of overlooks a little bit more. That's what's going on here in this game. And it's, I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably not going to play any more than what we're showing here because I want to wait till it's done. But I am intrigued. There's enough that I think is pretty promising about. This guy has a pretty creepy dialogue. Have you come here? If you two come here to this necropool, oh, don't be frightened by my visage. I wear my mask of flesh no longer. I belong here, as do you. Heed my advice, Lord Leopold. And then, you know, like a creepy face like that. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm in some sort of hellscape, and I need to escape my damnation. I don't know. But maybe you can go beyond there. Or maybe that's just the entrance. I don't know. But I'm telling you, I want to find out. I want to know more about this game. I think it's pretty. I think it's interesting. I think it's intriguing. I've kind of getting a whole lot of Souls right now between Demon Souls and Bloodborne coming out in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, I'm kind of hoping maybe this is done in like April or May. Like, take your time. But I think it's got a really a lot of promise to it. And I'm going to be checking out more in the new future. And if you want to play it now, it's early access, $12.99. Not too bad of a hit. And there is a ton of content here already. And you know, the kind of conversation I've seen about the game on Steam suggests that folks are enjoying where it's going and the communication. So as far as this being an early access game that you can feel good about, kind of becoming engaged in, it seems like you could do worse. So that is the Malebolgia, right? Is that what? We're not gonna try and pronounce the name. I'm just gonna tell you this game looks cool. I mean, look at that. I don't have to tell you that. Look at that guy. Look at those flames. Alright, you can get on Steam now. See you guys. Bye!